Hello everyone, it's Ruby here. Doing a video on someone that I wasn't really expecting to do, but I wanted to talk about it because I feel like I have some things to say regarding the situation. So this involves Alexa Nikolas, who, for those of you who don't know, is a former child actress. She was in Zoe 101, most notably, and she's known for making Eat Predators podcast and speaking out against predators, which is a great thing. It's something that a lot of people don't do. But recently, Alexa has gone on a warpath, and it is not a good one. She seems to be lashing out. And the big one that I think is going to really show her true character is that she's decided to go after Adam McIntyre and Kat Denbarge. Now, I'm not too familiar with Kat. I don't know really who she is, other than that she's a journalist. But I am familiar with Adam. And I know that Adam is not a predator. He is, in fact, a survivor. And it's interesting the way that Alexa is choosing to go about this, because it seems that Alexa has switched sides and is now in favor of supporting Drake Bell. Not in so many words, but the actions in which she's chosen to take seem to suggest that, at least. And I watched her stream recently that she did in talking about Adam McIntyre and Kat Denbarge. And it didn't do her any favors. Like, at all. And I don't know why exactly Alexa is choosing to die on this hill, but she is. And she has essentially decided that she is going to ruin her reputation for Drake Bell. So, this is Alexa Nikolas, and she has decided that the enemy is not Drake Bell, but Kat Denbarge and Adam McIntyre. Why? Because they approached her with some questions and wanted to know. Well, Kat approached Alexa with some questions and wanted to know her side of the questions and the answers. And Alexa assumed that this would be a piece of defamation. She has decided that this is going against her, and she's not happy about that. And why is Adam McIntyre in the conversation at all, you might ask? Well, there's two reasons, I think. Adam McIntyre was upset because... Well, okay. What happened is that Adam McIntyre was reviewing this situation with Kat and Alexa and giving his thoughts on what was happening. And they weren't positive towards Alexa. And they're a little bit critical of Alexa and her actions. And Alexa now sees Adam as this threat to her because he is denouncing her and coming after her, and now she's deciding that Adam is part of the problem. And she also seems to have decided that she's going to hire the lawyer for Adam McIntyre's predator, Colleen Ballinger. That's right. Alexa Nikolas, the defender of survivors, the advocate for survivors, the voice, so to speak, for survivors, has decided to hire a survivor's predator's lawyer to help her. And she has the audacity to be mad at Kat for speaking to her stalker. Alexa, darling. Do you not see the hypocrisy in this complaint? Like, I'll give it to you, okay? Seeing your stalker get platformed probably hurts a lot, yes. But you are the one who is choosing to be on Drake Bell's side, to refuse to cover Drake Bell's accusations, to continue to die on this hill for Drake Bell, and even attend his concert and go backstage. There are things that are not really adding up if you are truly this advocate for survivors. And your community agrees with this, okay? It is not just Adam and Kat that is against you. It is everyone, okay? Because you refuse to cover Drake Bell. You refuse to hold yourself accountable for the actions that you have done, Alexa. What I don't understand is why this has to be so hard. Okay? If you are truly an advocate for survivors, you truly believe in the fight and the work that you're doing, then why are you dying behind Drake Bell? Of all people, okay? I am someone who can acknowledge what happened to Drake Bell should never have happened, and it's disgusting and horrible and horrendous. But at the same time, I can also acknowledge that the things that he did, that he has done, is inexcusable as well. And you're on the side of Drake Bell against the very victims that he has hurt. Alexa, let me give you this picture for you if you still don't understand what you're doing is wrong. Remember when Drake Bell was talking about how he felt when he was young, sitting behind the stand during a trial and looking out to the crowd, okay? Looking out to the crowd. And he saw everyone was sitting on Brian Peck's side, his abuser, the person that hurt him. He saw celebrities, people well known, defending Brian Peck, his abuser, standing behind Brian Peck because he was a good man. He could never have done such a thing. And on the other side was like one person. And that person was Dan Schneider. The reason why I say this is because you, Alexa, are standing on the side of Drake Bell. And the victim behind the stand is looking and seeing you on the side of their abuser. And they look and they see, these other people who are defending them, but they look and they see you, Alexa. You, the one who is supposed to be fighting for survivors, the one who is supposed to be eating predators. They see you attending a Drake Bell concert. They see you attacking the people that are defending them. They see you supporting their abuser. And why? Because you say that Drake Bell is a good guy, that he couldn't do this, that he's a survivor, he's a victim of circumstance, that he went through this, and he has kid, and he has... That's the same thing that people said about Brian Peck. Remember those letters, Alexa? Did you read the letters of character that many of these celebrities wrote defending Brian Peck? And I'm not saying that what Drake Bell has done is even equivalent to what Brian Peck has done. But at the same time, it kind of is. It's predatory behavior that has been proven guilty. That is Brian Peck didn't even try to plead innocent, and people still defended him because he just couldn't be that person. You know who else was defended during trials despite being proven guilty? Ted Bundy. So you, Alexa, have decided that you're going to die on this hill defending Drake Bell and not acknowledging the true problem of the cycle. And that is that the chance of the victim becoming the perpetrator is high. There is a pattern of where these predators come from. And you say that you've seen the roots. The roots? You weren't looking at the roots. Maybe you should look into something called the cycle of abuse. The cycle which creates the very victims, the very survivors that you say that you are on the side of. And realize that the source of a lot of abuse is the very victims and survivors. Now that doesn't mean that you have to then turn around and fight the survivor community. You say that, now you've seen the roots, you've seen the cycle of abuse come from the survivor community? Alexa, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Because here's the thing. What enables the cycle of abuse is those that choose to let predators and abusers do what they want and get away with it. And they continue to support them. They continue give them a platform. Alexa, there are so many people you could be talking about right now. None of them include Adam or Cat. I don't know if you've seen lately, but there's a lot of predators on YouTube that have just been exposed. Pretty big ones. Ava Chris Tyson, Mr. Beast. And yet you're deciding to attack the people that were simply holding you accountable for your actions? You, the one who's supposed to be there for survivors, the one who's supposed to be an advocate for survivors? Alexa, these things go two ways. Accountability is not just for those that are predators and abusers. Accountability is also for you. You know why? Because if you can't hold yourself accountable, if you can't hold your best friend Drake Bell accountable for his actions, then how are you supposed to hold accountable the strangers and the people that you talk about that you don't even know? This is similar to what I talked about during the Mr. Beast videos and explaining that I'm disappointed in a lot of YouTubers because normally they would cover this stuff. They would cover Mr. Beast. They would react to these videos. If it was Logan Paul, they would have no problem. They would be reacting to it right now. They would be talking about it. Because it's Mr. Beast, now it's their best friend. Now they don't want to. And I've said in that video that anyone who chooses to work with Mr. Beast going forward, their integrity should be questioned. Those who refuse to talk about Mr. Beast should be questioned. Their integrity should be questioned because they choose to ignore the very problems that they claim to have fought for. And you're doing the same thing, Alexa. You're choosing to not go against a predator. Why? You're using the same arguments that predators have used. You think that you're above all that? You think that you can now use the very words, the very things that a lot of these abusers and predators have used and use them against the survivor community? For what? Because you're a survivor yourself? Well, I have news for you. Adam is too. Okay? I don't know anything about Cat. I can't speak about Cat. I don't know who Cat is. But I can speak about Adam. And you're choosing to go against a guy that not only is a survivor, but you're also choosing to work with a lawyer that is associated with his abuser, the one that you condemned, the one that you were disgusted by, Colleen Ballinger, and you're choosing to hire the lawyer that defended her? But why? The one that... Alexa, you cannot say that Cat speaking to your stalker is problematic when you're hiring someone who hurt a survivor, a well-known survivor. Like, what? What are you doing? Now, I assume you're never gonna see this, okay? I don't imagine there's any reason for you to watch me. But just in case you are, Let me ask you this, Alexa. If you were the victim of Drake Bell, okay? You are the victim of Drake Bell, and you're watching someone who claims to be fighting for survivors, fighting for the very person who hurt you, and you see that that person is now supporting the very person who hurt you, how would you react to that? How would you feel if someone was platforming the very person that hurt you? I think I already know that answer because you already said it. You don't like it when your stalker is being platformed. I understand that. But then why are you platforming Drake Bell? Why are you supporting Drake Bell? Why are you hiring Colleen Ballinger's lawyer? Like, what are you doing, Alexa? You're becoming the very person that you have fought against for years. And for what? Because you think that you're the queen of the survivor community now? That you can't be held accountable for anything that you do? You went to his concert, Alexa. There's one thing to say that you feel bad for the guy, but you supported him. Even if you didn't give money to him, you were there. You went backstage. And for why? For what? Like, why? That'd be like going to like a P. Diddy party after he's been exposed. Like, what are you doing? Seriously. I don't understand why you're choosing to die on this hill. And honestly, I'm disappointed in you. Because you're not supposed to be that kind of person. But you're showing everyone that you are. And your fans are seeing this too. Look at your comments, Alexa. I didn't read your article, but it was hypocritical. Girl, you were sounding like one of my abusers. You're supposed to be eat predators, not eat journalists and hire a lawyer that defends predators. You've fully lost the plot. Alexa, it's well known that a lot of abusers were also abused. And here's the question, Alexa, because you're going to say, Drake Bell is a survivor. So now he deserves sympathy. Okay. So what you're saying is that if tomorrow it comes out that Brian Peck was also abused as a kid, because he likely was, because that's just the way that the cycle works, you're going to say that you're going to delete Brian Peck's video because you feel bad for the guy because he was hurt when he was a kid? You're saying that you would do that because now it turns out that Brian Peck was hurt too? Alexa, listen to yourself, okay? Listen to your arguments. You're saying that you, if it came out, would delete Brian Peck's video. And you're going to say, oh, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Brian Peck did something way worse than Drake Bell. Why is one action better than the other? Why is one act of abuse better than the other type of abuse? Because you know what happens, Alexa, when those types of abuse go unchecked? The abusers realizes that they can get away with not only that, but they can do way worse. You know the first sign of someone becoming an abuser? It's the little things that they do. They don't wake up one day and decide to hurt a child. No, they test the waters first. They skim what they can get through. They browse certain websites. They dip their toe. They're like, oh, she's only 17. At least she's 17. Then it's 16. Then it's 15. Then it's 14. Then it's 13. And it gets lower and lower until they get caught or they get away with something way worse. Way worse. You want to sit here and say that Drake Bell, you feel sorry for the guy? Is there anyone else you would feel sorry for that you have done a video over? Would you feel sorry for Colleen Ballinger? Would you feel sorry for P. Diddy? Like, Alexa, at what point is it enough for you to simply see the hypocrisy and the problems of what you're saying, of what you're doing? There's gotta be something, man. Like, look at what people are saying. You can feel bad for Drake and also hold him accountable. Dehumanized him by calling him a predator? Terrifying mentality. People can share their story and also be who they are in the present. It's like saying that you feel bad for calling someone a racist after they dropped a slur or like did a hate crime, and you feel sorry for them because they are also a victim of racism. Like, the logic just doesn't even make sense. I guess I'm very surprised you had never thought about the victim to abuse a pipeline before. Yeah, like, Alexa, do you even realize that more likely than not, Brian Peck was abused as a kid? Have you never thought about that? Because that is concerning. Like, why haven't you thought about that? That's the first thing that I think about when it comes out that someone has like hurt a kid like that. Like, I always assume that like they've had to have had that trauma before, because otherwise, what brought them to that even thinking they can do that? Like, Alexa, what? How is Drake Bell different from Corey Feldman? He was abused and went on to abuse others. Exactly. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. And going after Adam McIntyre of all people, like, why? What do you have to gain from this? Look at this, Alexa. Look at all these comments. Not one is on your side. Maybe your moderators are. It seemed like it. It seemed like your moderators were feeling bad for you. But you have 800 comments, Alexa. Not one is on your side. Look at this, Alexa. Okay? 800 comments. 800 comments, and not one is on your side. Okay, maybe this person is. Like, look at the people that are calling you out. You're going to say that every single one of these people, you're going to say that I am an abuser, am a predator, or you're gonna say that all these people, the people that you have, the community that you have built, you're gonna say all of them are the problem and not you? Okay, Alexa. But I hope you can see the problem that you have created, because you built this. These are your rules, Alexa. Do you even realize that? You're the one who set the rules. You're the one who set the rules. You set the rules. And now you're going to break them, and now you're going to be like, you put these rules into play, and now you're going to say, oh, anyone who goes by these rules is a problem. Like, you're the one who said these things. Alexa, you're the one who made these rules for the survivor community, to not platform, to not support, to not give money to the people that have hurt others. And you're giving money, you're giving support to Drake fucking Bell, to Colleen Ballinger's lawyer. For why? I can't say I'm surprised. I remember I sent a super chat. I remember talking about how, it's disappointing that someone like some of these actors were supporting, Brian Peck writing these letters. It was disappointing. It was surprising. Some of the names that were included. And I think you're the one who said, yeah, disappointing. That, people are a disappointment. Don't meet your idols or something like that. Like, maybe you were talking about yourself? Like, maybe you're the problem. But what do I know? I'm nobody. Are you... Right. I hope that you look at this and you look at your comments and you see that, what you're doing is hurtful to the people that you have claimed to defend. Do you see what you're becoming, Alexa? Or is it too late? Or are you too caught up in your own head to see what you have become? Just curious. Just curious.